What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. I hope everyone's having a really great weekend. I'm having a good weekend over here. I'm still waiting for the weather to warm up in New York. That's the one factor that would make my life a little better, is if it wasn't so freaking cold all the time. But enough about me, guys. Let's dive into what's going on today. So, all right, it's funny because we saw that big run-up, right? It's the weekend, and yet we still can't seem to avoid that weekend dip. Look at this. We hit not an all-time, but we hit a high of 394 billion, and now we're back down to 376, but it looks like we are going back up again. So, I mean, people will argue that no, statistically it's not always on the weekends. Fine. Maybe the data sets don't agree with that, but I'll tell you personally, I did dollar cost averaging for like 8 months straight last year, and I personally found that I always got the best deals on like Saturdays and Sundays. So that's just from my personal experience, but you know, this could just be another one of those weekend dips. So as far as the changes, Dentacoin is up again. The dentist coin. Storm, Bitcoin Private. Yeah, there was some stuff coming out about that. Zilliqa, Elastos, that great projects. Digix DAO, sure. And then as far as the 24-hour change, you are seeing PoonDX, Wax, Monaco, Mithril, Ontology, and these are the coins that have had those really, really big run-ups. So more so often than not, the coins that tend to have the biggest run-ups, they also tend to have the biggest negative changes after that. So, but overall, the market's looking extremely healthy. I don't see anything that's kind of sticking out as strange or awkward. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a weekend dip, guys. So here it is right here. If you can't handle my 20% drops, you don't deserve my 600% gains. Yes, guys, it's true. And to everyone that's been sticking around and hodling, you guys are freaking awesome and to the moon. But here's something kind of funny. So I always like to compare it to the old charts and the new charts. So check this out. This is from 1 year ago. Look at these. These are the top 10. Now, if you notice, no Bitcoin Cash, no EOS, no IOTA. And look at some of these prices. You have a $49 Ethereum, a $1,200 Bitcoin. I mean, these prices are insane. A $10 Litecoin. Oh my goodness. Ant shares, 18 cents, which is NEO, by the way, guys. So you could just kind of see how the prices have come along in a year, and just imagine what will be a year from now, you know? Also, EOS, man. EOS has been on a tear lately. I mean, they're seeing a little bit of a small, minuscule percentage pullback. But look at this. I mean, basically since March 18th. I mean, if you bought any time pretty much before then or between then, you're up. So what's going on with EOS? Well, we do know that we're getting closer to the summer. We're getting closer to the end of that year-long ICO that they've had. But also, if you notice right here, this guy pointed out on Twitter that the GitHub lines on EOS, right? So basically, there's just been an insane amount of code added to the EOS GitHub. They said in the past 90 days, it's more than we've seen in some of the majority of crypto, right? So then this person on Reddit said, okay, sure, but just to point it out, it's mostly written in C++, which is super verbose language. So as an example, writing something in C++ might take you 50 or 100 lines and only be maybe 2 to 10 lines in Python. So he said something to just keep that in mind, and the source is that he writes C++ for that. He's done it for years in his life. So that's basically how he's able to say that. So, I mean, I'm not saying good or bad. I mean, I love to see an active team, but just note that a lot of it was in C++. So speaking of GitHub, DarpalRating had their GitHub audit for 200 blockchain projects. So yeah, they updated a little bit of the way, the structure, the modification. They're gonna enrich the ranking elements. Then they tell you how do they rate by popularity, number of contributors, release frequency, type of commit, overall ratings from 1 to 5. And then down here you guys could see these are some of the top. So speaking of EOS, oh no, I zoomed out. Let's zoom back in. Okay, so EOS, you have EOS, List, Particle, Cardano, Nebulous, Komodo, Waves, and it goes down all the way to the bottom, which these get zeros because a lot of these coins aren't even active. And some of them, like for example, 10x and Civic, Power Ledger even, there's not much found on it, but that doesn't take away from the projects. But if you guys are interested, I'll drop a link to that for you guys. You can check that out. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Vice on HBO, so they actually sat down and they had like a little interview with Vitalik. So, this is just like a clip of it.
Get rid of all the old stuff and create something totally from scratch.
No, it wasn't about kind of like overthrowing anything. It was more just the idea that before kind of finance and lots of other things seemed like there were all these people way up there that were just doing these things, and without them, there's no way any of this could happen. And here, it just made it very obvious that money is just something that a community can make for itself whenever it wants. We know what decentralized networks are. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of BitTorrent and all the various file sharing networks.
So I'm not going to go into it, guys. I mean, why take the fun out of it? I'll drop the link. You guys can check out that clip. It was pretty cool. They're just like hanging out, eating lunch, talking crypto. So speaking of other things as well, you guys do know that we had heard about the potential USD fiat gateway. So CZ did say, now this came out yesterday. I forgot to tell you guys about it, but he says, while we can't predict the future, others keep attempting it on us. Both news are not accurate. We are working with banks to potentially support fiat, but no plans for USD in short term. No Verge, no Ripple involved. Be careful around predictive crystal ball news. Okay, so that was just kind of to clarify that up. A lot of people thought that was going to happen, but one thing that is happening coming out of Bithumb is they are looking to issue their own coin, kind of like the Binance coin, buy box token, KuCoin shares, all that. So it says right here that they've decided to launch their own token in Singapore due to strict regulations imposed by the South Korean government. They said that at the moment, Bithumb did not give any explanation or information about the schedule, when it will be launched, or how it's going to work, but they said that it will be somewhat similar to the Binance coin or the Huobi token. In this way, the exchange will bring additional liquidity to the trading platform, and maybe it'll have some kind of a reduction in the fees or something, right? It could do that. So they're going to do it. It's happening, but the details are still to be developed and released. So I would say this is somewhat of bigger news of the day. We have IOTA partnering with InnoEnergy. So InnoEnergy together with IOTA and OBO team up to demonstrate the IOTA Tangle on a smart community testbed to explore new business models for e-mobility and smart community energy markets. As part of this partnership, the IOTA Foundation will streamline access to its Tangle technology to strengthen InnoEnergy and OBO's capabilities in order to implement pilots and explore smart community-based models. The IOTA Foundation will also bridge its growing global ecosystem of established corporations and startups to the possibility of testing smart IOTA-enabled products on the test beds. And also, here's a video right here. This actually shows IOTA's charging station that was developed by this ELAANDL. So
we are at the ELAT premises in Arnhem, and we are now at the test lab of ELAT, which is used for testing charge stations and electric vehicles. This is the world's first IOTA charging station being released today here in Arnhem. What's special about this charge station is that it can do direct payments from car to charger using just a cable, and it doesn't require any RFID card or any subscription.
So, okay, that's really awesome. Direct charging, no subscription, no cards, no credit cards, nothing. Just boom, connect, machine to machine, transaction done. So I'll drop a link. You guys can watch the rest of that video. Also, some news. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of fans out there, Matrix AI Network. I'm a fan myself. I'm a big fan of, man. So highlights of the London conference included founding a community fund of 10 million. They were able to reach 50,000 transactions per second in a first generation research prototype, which, yes, okay, it was a test. It's a prototype. It's in a closed network, but that's still really awesome news. We'll see what happens when the stress gets put on the network, but that's still great news coming out of the camp. They announced the opening of a mining chip company, and probably, in my opinion, one of the coolest things is building the ecosystem and community with Huobi. So they're going to actually, they're going to work with Huobi Labs projects, and they'll be released on Matrix. So I think that's pretty damn awesome, guys. Also, for OmiseGO, they have finally released their strategy volume number 2. Now, strategy volume 1 came out over 8 months ago. So this is an update that we've been waiting on. And as you can see, this is a lot to go into. This is another thing I'm just going to drop in the description. But you can see down here, they kind of have this 2 birds with 1 stone approach. They talk about Ethereum OMG should be able to support massive transaction volumes. Wallets should be able to exchange tokenized value, etc. There's a whole bunch of updates here, guys. Definitely check this out if you're interested in OmiseGO, which I know I'm very interested. So really great read. I'll leave that in the description for you guys. Delta app, they do have a brand new desktop 1.0. So now you can check your Delta app from your computer. That's pretty cool. Also, this tweet that came out from Jesse Lund, so he's from IBM, and somebody was tweeting to him in relation to this, talking about Ripple. How about Ripple, and did IBM just drop Stellar? And he said, definitely not. Stellar is the foundation of our entire cross-border payment strategy and a key part of our overall blockchain platform strategy. So it's nice and affirming to hear these from the actual people involved in the projects themselves, because there is a lot of speculation in the space. So yeah, IBM, Stellar, that partnership is still going on. That's real. Also, check this out, guys. So I found this website called pumpdump.coincheckup.com. And basically, let me see if there's anything new if I refresh it. Nah, there's nothing new right now. But so basically, this basically tests pump and dumps. And what it does is it tells you if a coin pumps 5% in less than 5 minutes. And it kind of sets off a flag. So you can kind of look at it like that app. Remember that app, CryptoPing? I don't know if you guys use that. And it would kind of tell you when there was unusually high volumes or unusually high percentage changes. Well, this website kind of does the same thing. So if you scroll down here, you could see it tells you Peseta coin, 6.96% for 5 minutes it pumped. So it's just a silly website that kind of just talks about coins that might be pumps. Be careful though. Don't read too much into this, guys, because this is a site that potentially is trying to point out pump and dump. So don't get caught in the middle of it. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. Also, guys, in more unfortunate news coming out of Centra, the third co-founder has been charged with $25 million worth of security fraud. So you have Centra Tech Raymond Trapani has been arrested yesterday and charged with securities and wire fraud in association with this ICO. So Centra was reportedly backed by Visa and MasterCard, but the SEC reports that no partnerships actually existed between Centra and the two credit card companies. Now, I already covered this, but here's something interesting down here. So New York Times writer Nathaniel Popper tweeted an excerpt of the SEC's complaint against Trapani, referring to the problems that the Centra Tech founders ran into. So check this out. This is actually where it talks about them discussing random people's photographs as their team members. And then jokingly, one solution to the issue of needing to remove the photos when people complain was to invent a fake car accident to kill the fake CEO and his fake wife. So check this, read this right here. It says, the same day, Sharma sent Trapani another message that he had one girl contact me, LOL, and said, take my picture off your site. Sharma then sent Trapani the picture of Edwards using it in the early white paper and website and asked, you know anyone that looks like this guy? I need someone who kind of looks like him. I can't just change him now that people are going to be like, WTF. Later that same day, Sharma reiterated to Trapani that he needed to find someone who looked like Michael for the team photos. Soon after, he described the team photos on the website to Trapani. Everyone real except Jessica and Mike. Several hours later, Sharma asked Trapani, who do we know who looks like Jessica Robinson? Later that evening, Sharma said to Trapani, gonna kill both CEO and her, gonna say they were married and got into an accident. Wow. Yeah. So the DOJ's press release says, as alleged, Raymond Trapani conspired with his co-defendants to lure investors with false claims about their product and about relationships they had with credible financial institutions. While investing in virtual currencies is legal, lying to deceive investors is not, especially lying about partnerships and lying about your team and using other people's pictures on your website. That is shady stuff, guys. So, you know I love adoption. let's get to adoption. So Amazon Web Services, they are launching blockchain templates. This is a real thing, guys. So they want to make it easier for developers to create projects based on the blockchain technology underlying, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The company's cloud computing division launched AWS blockchain templates on Thursday. The product gives users preset blockchain frameworks that support two versions of the technology. You have Ethereum and you have the Linux Foundation's Hyperledger Fabric. And if you want to see, this is literally Amazon Web Services right here. This is from the website itself. And here are the blockchain templates that you can use. So that is a real thing. Also, guys, it's official. We've made it. We've gone mainstream. Blockchain technology has officially come to horseback riding. So guys, I just was looking through some projects. This is EHO Smart Textiles Company. So basically, your horse wears a saddle, and the saddle is connected to the blockchain, and it monitors it, and it actually tells you where the horse is not comfortable, and it helps you to more evenly distribute the weight and stuff like that. So yeah, this is really interesting, guys. So yeah, blockchain has now come to horseback riding, guys. It is official. We are going to the moon. Also, I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of a special insight. So UNetwork, guys. Now, UNetwork is essentially kind of like a Chinese Eastern type version of Steemit, okay? It is it's not a totally new project, but it just got recently listed on CoinMarketCap. There is a lot of chatter going on about this right now. I've had people in my ear left and right talking about UNetwork this, UNetwork that. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. I am going to be doing a review on this later on today. Completely objective, unbiased. I'm just going to unpack this and look at it because it looks like it has a lot of potential. As you see, it just got listed over here. It had a 25% increase, but it's only been on CoinMarketCap since the 18th. And it came out, look at where we were then. It hasn't even doubled. Actually, yeah, it hasn't even doubled in price yet. It almost has. So considering that this project did not have an ICO and it only had, venture capital investors, they have a pretty amazing advisory team. So yeah, I'm going to make a video on that today, but I figured I would just get that out to you beforehand. Also, guys, just so you know, in my Telegram group, I spoke about this yesterday, and anyone that was able to get in yesterday has already seen a pretty good increase. So unfortunately, I can only make these videos so fast, but if you guys want to get that faster information, join my Telegram group below. It's really awesome. So everyone that I told yesterday, they've already seen, gains on this, but I do want to do a real openly objective, non-biased review on this today. So that's going to be coming out later. But for anybody that's kind of wanting to do their own research earlier, check it out now. Okay, guys? So that being said, guys, that's it for today. That's the news. I hope you're having a phenomenal weekend. Shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are amazing. You're the reason that I get up and I do this every single day. I'd be nothing without you. I love you. HODL gang, to the moon. That being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.